In the glittering metropolis of Dubai, where towering skyscrapers pierced the desert sky like jewels in a crown, and the call to prayer echoed 5 times a day from minarets blending seamlessly with the hum of luxury cars, lived a woman named Jennifer Gledhill. It was the summer of 2023, and the city pulsed with an energy that masked its undercurrents of secrecy. Jennifer, a 38-year-old British expatriate, had arrived in the United Arab Emirates a decade earlier, chasing dreams of fortune in the booming real estate sector. With her sharp wit, porcelain skin, and cascading auburn hair, she quickly climbed the ranks at a high-end property firm in downtown Dubai, brokering deals for villas in Palm Jumeirah and penthouses overlooking the Burj Khalifa. Jennifer's life appeared picture-perfect on the surface, a testament to the expat dream. She resided in a sleek apartment in Jumeirah Beach Residence, JBR, with floor-to-ceiling windows framing the Arabian Gulf's turquoise waves. Her social media was a curated gallery of brunches at 5-star hotels, yacht parties under the stars, and shopping sprees in the Dubai Mall. But beneath the facade of glamour, cracks were forming. Her marriage to Mark Gledhill, a successful engineer from Manchester, had grown stale. Mark, 42, spent months at a time on oil rig projects in Abu Dhabi, leaving Jennifer to navigate the city's vibrant nightlife alone. "It's the distance," she confided to friends over shisha at rooftop lounges, her voice laced with a mix of resignation and excitement. "We love each other, but Dubai, it changes you." It was at one such lounge, the opulent Skyview bar atop the Burj Al Arab, that Jennifer first locked eyes with Ahmed Al-Mansouri. Ahmed was everything Mark wasn't: charismatic, deeply rooted in Emirati culture, and impossibly wealthy. At 35, he was the heir to a family conglomerate dealing in construction and hospitality, with ties to the royal circles of the UAE. Dressed in a crisp white kandura, his dark eyes gleaming under the chandelier lights, Ahmed exuded an aura of quiet power. He was married to Layla, a poised Emirati woman from a prominent Abu Dhabi family, with whom he shared 2 young children. Their union was arranged, a blend of tradition and convenience, but Ahmed's heart wandered in the city's fast lane. Their meeting was serendipitous, or so it seemed. Jennifer was there celebrating a major deal closure with colleagues, sipping on a mocktail. Alcohol was a rare indulgence in her cautious expat life, mindful of UAE's strict laws. Ahmed, hosting a business gathering, noticed her laughter cutting through the ambient oud music. "You have the spirit of the desert winds," he said in flawless English, approaching her table with a disarming smile. Jennifer blushed, unused to such poetic flirtation. In Dubai's expat bubbles, relationships were often transactional, but Ahmed's words carried the weight of genuine intrigue. What began as polite conversation evolved into stolen moments. Over the next weeks, they exchanged messages on WhatsApp, careful to use encrypted chats. Paranoia was second nature in a city where gossip traveled faster than the metro. Ahmed introduced Jennifer to the hidden gems of Emirati life: private majlis gatherings in his family's sprawling villa in Al Bursha, where dates and Arabic coffee were served amid tales of Bedouin heritage. "In our culture, loyalty is everything," he'd say, his hand brushing hers under the table. "But sometimes, the heart demands what society forbids." Jennifer was captivated. Mark's absences grew longer, his calls shorter. She justified the affair as a harmless escape, a Dubai fling, as expats whispered about. But Ahmed was no fleeting romance. He showered her with gifts: a gold necklace from the gold souk, engraved with Arabic calligraphy meaning eternal flame; weekends at desert resorts in Bab al-Shams, where they'd ride camels at dusk and share passionate nights under canvas tents. "Leave him," Ahmed urged during one such getaway, his voice husky with desire. "Come to me. I can give you a life here, protected, cherished." Yet, the affair was a tightrope over an abyss. In the UAE, adultery was not just scandalous, it was illegal under Sharia-influenced laws, punishable by lashes or imprisonment for locals, deportation for expats. Ahmed's family was conservative. Layla suspected nothing, busy with her children's Quranic lessons and charity events. Jennifer's friends warned her, "This isn't London, Jen. One wrong move, and you're on a plane home, or worse." But love, or lust, blinded her. She began lying to Mark, fabricating business trips to Sharjah or Ras Al Khaimah. The turning point came in August 2023, during Ramadan's tail end. The city slowed, with iftars breaking the fast at sunset. Ahmed invited Jennifer to a secret suhoor, a pre-dawn meal, at his private beach house in Msukium. As the adhan called for far prayer, they lay entwined, whispering dreams of a future. "I'll divorce Layla quietly," he promised. "In Emirati custom, it's possible with compensation. We'll marry in a nikah ceremony, you convert if you wish, I'll teach you the Sharia." Jennifer's heart raced with possibility. But as dawn broke, painting the sky in hues of pink and gold, a shadow fell. Unbeknownst to them, a household staff member, a Filipino driver loyal to Layla, had glimpsed Jennifer's car parked outside. Whispers began. In Dubai's interconnected web of Emirati society, secrets rarely stayed buried. Back in her JBR apartment, Jennifer stared at her reflection, the gold necklace glinting. Mark was due home in days. The affair, once a spark, was igniting into something dangerous. Little did she know, the flames would consume everything, leading to betrayal, desperation, and ultimately, murder. The first crack appeared on a Thursday in late August, when the air in Dubai hung thick as molten glass. Mark Gledhill's flight from Aberdeen landed at Terminal 3 just after Maghrib. He expected Jennifer at arrivals, the way she used to wait with a cardboard sign scrawled, "My Desert Engineer." Instead, he found only the chauffeur she'd hired, a silent Pakistani man who kept his eyes on the rearview mirror and the radio tuned to Quran FM. At the JBR apartment, Mark dropped his duffel and noticed the changes immediately. A new oud diffuser on the console, its scent sharp and masculine, a half-empty box of Bacor in the drawer, and, most unsettling, a single black abaya folded on the ottoman. Jennifer had never worn one. He told himself it was a client gift. Exhausted, he showered and slept. Jennifer returned at 2 a.m., slipping in through the service entrance to avoid the night guard. She found Mark awake, scrolling through her phone on the kitchen island. The screen glowed with a WhatsApp chat pinned at the top, "A black heart." The last message, sent 6 hours earlier, read in Arabic. "Layla is asking questions. Delete everything. Meet me at the Falcon Hospital tomorrow, 11 a.m. Mark's voice was calm, the kind of calm that precedes a sandstorm. "Who is A?" Jennifer's rehearsed lie crumbled. She spoke of a business contact, then a friend, then nothing at all. Mark didn't shout. He never did. He simply packed a small bag and left for a hotel in Dara, texting her once, "We'll talk when I'm back from the rig in October." The silence that followed was louder than any argument. Jennifer spiraled. Ahmed, meanwhile, was summoned to his father's majlis in Al-Quaz. Sheikh Mansour al-Mansuri, silver-bearded and hawk-eyed, laid a grainy photograph on the low table, Jennifer's white Range Rover outside the Sukium Beach House at 4:17 a.m. The driver who took it stood in the corner, head bowed. "You disgrace the family name," the sheikh said in measured Emirati Arabic. "Layla's uncle is a deputy minister. If this reaches him, our contracts with Nakheel collapse. End it. Now." Ahmed promised obedience. That night, he met Jennifer at the Falcon Hospital in Nad al-Shiba, an unlikely rendezvous spot where injured birds of prey were rehabilitated, far from prying eyes. The mews smelled of antiseptic and raw meat. A hooded Saker falcon watched them from its perch. "I can't leave Layla yet," Ahmed whispered, stroking the bird's leather jess. "My father will cut me off. But after the Dubai Expo contracts are signed, 3 months, I'll have leverage." Jennifer's laugh was brittle. 3 months. Mark already knows. He'll divorce me. I'll lose my residency, my job, everything. Ahmed cupped her face. "Convert. Marry me in a mut'a, temporary marriage. It's halal, discreet. I'll sponsor you." The word mut'a hit her like cold water. In Shia tradition it was accepted. In the UAE's Sunni courts, it was a gray area at best, scandal at worst. But desperation overrode caution. She nodded. They met the next Friday at a quiet mosque in Satwa, one frequented by converts and guest workers. Jennifer wore a borrowed hijab, trembling as she recited the Shahada in halting Arabic, "Ashhadu an la ilaha illa Allah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasul Allah." The Imam, a soft-spoken Sudanese scholar, registered the nikah on a single sheet of paper. Ahmed slid a gold band onto her right hand, simple, reversible. No witnesses from either family. In the eyes of God, they were married. In the eyes of the state, they were ghosts. For 2 weeks, the arrangement worked. Jennifer moved into a serviced apartment in Dubai Marina, paid for by Ahmed. She told colleagues she was renovating. Mark, still on the rig, sent divorce papers via courier. She signed them without reading past the first page. But Layla was no fool. A cousin who worked at the Falcon Hospital recognized Jennifer's car. Layla confronted Ahmed during Thursday family dinner, her voice low so the children wouldn't hear. "Is the Englishwoman carrying your shame?" Ahmed denied it. Layla didn't scream, she smiled, the way Emirati women do when steel enters their spine. The next morning, she visited her uncle at the Ministry of Interior. A single phone call flagged Jennifer's visa file, possible violation of public morality. On September 12, Jennifer received an email from the General Directorate of Residency and Foreigners Affairs, GDRFA report for an interview within 48 hours. Panic set in. Ahmed promised to fix it. His cousin knew a colonel, but the colonel was on Hajj. Jennifer drank 3 cappuccinos and paced her balcony, watching the Ain Dubai wheel turn like a clock counting down. That night, she drove to Ahmed's secondary villa in Jumeirah 3, a low-slung house hidden behind Bougainvillea. Layla's Mercedes was in the driveway. Through the window, Jennifer saw them arguing, Layla holding a stack of printed WhatsApp screenshots, Ahmed on his knees. Jennifer's blood froze. She reversed out, tires screeching, and sped toward the Sheikh Zayed Road. At 120 kilometers per hour, her phone buzzed. A voice note from Ahmed. "Habibti, forgive me. Layla took my phone. She's sending everything to your HR. Come to the desert camp tonight, Al Qudra. We'll leave for Oman at dawn. I have cash, new passports." Jennifer didn't reply. She pulled over at a petrol station, bought a bottle of water, and stared at the divorce papers in her glove compartment. Mark's signature was neat, final. Ahmed's promises felt like sand through her fingers. She drove to Al Qudra Lakes instead, the man-made oases glowing under floodlights. Tourists camped in SUVs, laughing around bonfires. Jennifer parked far from the crowds, rolled down the windows, and let the desert wind whip her hair. For the first time since arriving in Dubai, she cried, not for love, but for the life she'd built and was about to lose. At 1:14 a.m., her phone lit up again. Unknown number. A single photo, Jennifer and Ahmed outside the Satwa Mosque, time-stamped. Below it, a message in Arabic. Harlot. Justice comes at sunrise. She didn't know the sender. She didn't need to. In the UAE, honor was a currency more powerful than oil. And someone had just declared bankruptcy on her behalf. The message arrived at 1:17 a.m., 3 minutes after the photo. Jennifer's phone buzzed against the steering wheel like a trapped insect. She didn't open it. She knew the script. The sender was Layla's cousin, or the driver, or the mosque's janitor. It didn't matter. The photo was already circulating in a private WhatsApp group titled, Al-Mansuri Family, Honor. By sunrise, it would reach the Sheikh's phone, then the police, then the British consulate's troubled expat inbox. Jennifer turned off her phone, yanked the SIM card, and snapped it in half. The pieces glittered like tiny mirrors on the passenger seat. She drove deeper into Al Qudra, past the last campsite, until the floodlights faded and the dunes rose like black waves. There, she buried the SIM under a thorn bush, the way she'd once buried a pregnancy test in a JBR rubbish chute, another secret the desert swallowed. She slept in the car, windows cracked, the AC off to save fuel. At 4:42 a.m., the adhan from a distant mosque drifted over the sand, thin and metallic through her dreams. She woke gasping, tasting iron. Her mouth was dry. Her heart was a drum. She needed a plan. Plan A, Ahmed. He had promised Oman, new passports, a fishing dhow from Qasab, a flight from Muscat under assumed names. But Ahmed was tethered to his father's empire by golden chains. He would fold. Plan B, Mark. He was still on the rig, but his company had a hardship clause. One call, I'm in danger, and he'd charter a helicopter. Mark was practical. He'd save her, then leave her. She could live with that. Plan C, disappear inside the UAE. She had 48 hours before the GDRFA interview. She could rent a room in Dara under a friend's name, dye her hair, take cash jobs at nail salons. Expats did it all the time, ghosts in the machine. She chose none. At 5:30 a.m., she drove back to the Marina apartment, showered, and dressed like a local. Black abaya, sheer niqab, designer sunglasses. In the mirror, she was invisible. She withdrew 18,000 dirhams from 3 ATMs, the daily limit, then stopped at a Filipina friend salon in JLT. "Cut it all," she said. "Black, short, boyish." The stylist obeyed without questions. In Dubai, reinvention was a service like any other. By 9 a.m., Jennifer Gledhill no longer existed. She was Jumana, a name she'd seen on a mosque donation box. She checked into a budget hotel in Bur Dubai, paid cash for 3 nights, and used the lobby computer to email Mark. "I'm safe. Don't look for me. Divorce final. Thank you for everything." She deleted the sent folder. At 11:12 a.m., her old phone, now with a new prepaid SIM, rang. Ahmed. She let it ring out. A voice note followed. "Habibti, they took my passport. Layla's uncle froze my accounts. Meet me at the old watchtower in Al Fahidi, 3 p.m. I have a way out." She didn't go. Instead, she walked to Al Fahidi Historical Neighborhood, the bastion of old Dubai where wind towers still cooled mud brick houses. She sat in a cafe opposite the watchtower, niqab lifted just enough to sip Karak tea. At 3:05, Ahmed arrived alone, Kandura dusty, no driver. He looked smaller. He scanned the crowd, phoned someone, then left. Jennifer watched from behind dark lenses, heart aching with something close to pity. That evening, she took a metro to Dubai Mall, peak chaos, perfect cover. She bought a burner phone, a cheap abaya, and a prayer mat. In the ladies' prayer room on the second floor, she overheard 2 Emirati women whispering. "The Englishwoman, she converted for him, they say. The family wants her gone." Quietly. Gone how? The desert kind of gone. Jennifer's blood turned to ice. She slipped out, took the metro to Jebel Ali, then an Abra across the creek to Dera. In a gold souk alley, she sold the engraved necklace for 6,000 dirhams, half its value, but cash was king. The jeweler, a Yemeni with kind eyes, asked no questions. Night fell. She checked into a second hotel, this one above a shisha cafe in Naif. The room smelled of bleach and regret. She lay on the narrow bed, staring at water stains on the ceiling that looked like a map of the UK. At 11:47 p.m., a knock. Soft, insistent. She froze. Another knock. A woman's voice, muffled. "Jumana? It's me, Rose, from the salon." Rose was the Filipina stylist, a friend of a friend. Jennifer opened the door a crack. Rose slipped inside, carrying a plastic bag. "Your old phone," she whispered. "It keeps ringing. I charged it. Someone left 20 missed calls." Jennifer powered it on. All from Ahmed. The last voice note, time-stamped 11:30 p.m. "They're coming for you. My cousin works at CID. They have your photo, your car plates. Leave the country tonight. I'll send a driver, white Land Cruiser, plate 7 to 33,109. He'll take you to Hatta border. From there, Oman. I can't come. Forgive me." Jennifer deleted the message, then the app. She looked at Rose. "Can you drive?" Rose nodded. "My cousin has a Nissan. We go now." They left at midnight. Rose drove. Jennifer sat in the back, niqab on, prayer mat on her lap like a shield. The city blurred, Sheikh Zayed Road, empty at this hour, the glow of Global Village in the distance, the turnoff to Hatta, where mountains replaced skyscrapers. At 2:14 a.m., headlights behind them. A white Land Cruiser, closing fast. Rose accelerated. The cruiser matched. Jennifer's pulse thundered. "Lose them," she said. Rose took a sharp turn onto a service road, then another into a construction site. Dust clouds swallowed them. They killed the lights, waited. Minutes passed. The cruiser roared past, taillights vanishing toward Oman. Rose exhaled. "We go back." "No," Jennifer said. "Forward. Different border." They drove east, toward Al Ain, the garden city, the back door to Oman. At 4 a.m., they reached the Mezyad border post. Jennifer had 23,000 dirhams, her old passport hidden in the prayer mat's lining, and a story, "I'm visiting family in Nizwa. My husband is Omani." She'd practiced the Arabic in the car. The officer, a young Emirati with kind eyes, scanned her passport. The system pinged, flagged. He stepped away, spoke into a radio. Jennifer's stomach dropped. Rose gripped her hand. Run. Too late. The officer returned. Madam, step out please. Jennifer obeyed. In the fluorescent office, another man waited, plain clothes, CID badge. He spoke in English. Jennifer Gledhill? She nodded, throat dry. You are wanted for questioning. Moral violation. Come with us. As they cuffed her, plastic ties, not metal, she glanced back. Rose was crying. The prayer mat lay on the counter, spilling cash like confetti. In the police SUV, the CID man said softly, you should have taken the cruiser. It was real. Ahmed paid with his own money. Jennifer closed her eyes. The desert outside was black, endless. She thought of the Falcon Hospital, the hooded bird watching them. In the end, the prey never escapes the muse. The holding cell at Al Bersha police station smelled of disinfectant and despair. Jennifer sat on a metal bench, wrists raw from the plastic cuffs now replaced with a numbered bracelet. The niqab was gone, her boy-short hair stuck to her scalp with sweat. A female officer, Emirati and stone-faced, had taken her clothes for evidence and issued a gray tracksuit 2 sizes too big. The mirror above the sink showed a stranger, hollow cheeks, eyes ringed in yesterday's mascara. At 6:03 a.m., the door opened. 2 CID officers entered, 1 local, 1 British liaison from the consulate. The Emirati, Captain Rashid Al-Nayati, spoke first in clipped Arabic, then switched to English when Jennifer shook her head. Mrs. Gledhill, you are detained under Article 356 for zina, adultery, and Article 363 for ikla by al-shara, violation of public morality. Your visa is cancelled. Deportation order issued. But, he paused, letting the silence stretch like a garrote, there is a complaint of Siana al-Ird, honor violation, from the al-Mansuri family. They demand a full investigation. The British officer, a tired man named Harris, added softly, they can press for lashes, love. Or worse, if the husband files cases. Ahmed al-Mansuri has not. Jennifer laughed, a cracked sound. He won't. He's the one who. Captain Rashid cut her off. Silence. You speak only to the prosecutor. They moved her to Bur Dubai's central jail, the women's wing. The block was a hive of languages, Tagalog, Amharic, Russian, women in matching beige hijabs queuing for breakfast of foul medams and bread. Jennifer was assigned a top bunk in cell 14, shared with 6 others, 2 Filipinos on theft charges, an Iranian for prostitution, a Kenyan maid accused of sorcery, and a silent Emirati girl who stared at the wall and whispered Quran under her breath. At 10 a.m., the prosecutor arrived. He was young, Oxford-educated, his dishdasha pristine. He laid photos on the table, the Satwan Nika paper, WhatsApp screenshots translated into formal Arabic, a still from the Falcon Hospital CCTV, Jennifer and Ahmed kissing beside the muse. Sign this confession, he said, sliding a document. You admit zina biltarati, consensual adultery. Penalty, deportation after 30 days, no lashes if you cooperate. Jennifer scanned it. The Nika was labeled Nika Mut'a, temporary marriage, invalid in UAE Sunni courts. Ahmed was listed as co-accused, cooperating witness. Where is he? She asked. Protected custody. His family posted 500,000 AED bail. Yours did not. She signed. The pen felt like lead. That afternoon, Mark visited. He looked older, the rig's sun-bleached hair now threaded with gray. Through the glass partition, he said, I could have paid the bail, Jen. Why run? I thought you hated me. I hated the lie. Not you. He slid divorce papers through the slot. Final decree, stamped. You're free of me. I'm flying home tomorrow. She pressed her palm to the glass. He didn't mirror it. Days blurred. Jennifer learned the rhythm of prison. Far prayer at 4:30, breakfast at 6, laundry duty, courtyard hour under a square of merciless sky. The Emirati girl, Noor, finally spoke on day 5. They say your man's wife wants you flogged in secret. No cameras. Her uncle can arrange it. Jennifer's stomach lurched. Can they? In here? Yes. They call it tarbiyah, Discipline. That night, she dreamt of the desert camp at Al-Qudra, Ahmed's voice note looping, "Forgive me." She woke gasping, the Iranian woman stroking her hair like a mother. On day 10, a guard called her name. Lawyer. The visitor room smelled of instant coffee. A woman in a sharp blazer waited, Emirati, mid-30s, hijab pinned with a diamond brooch. "I'm Fatima al-Hashmi. Ahmed hired me. Pro bono for you." Jennifer frowned. "He's in custody. He's out." Family pulled strings. The charge against him was dropped. Tawbah, repentance, accepted. "He wants to help." Fatima laid a new document on the table, a Tawbah letter from Ahmed, witnessed by an imam, stating the affair was a moment of weakness and Jennifer had been led astray. In exchange for her signature agreeing to full repentance and departure, the Al-Mansuri family would withdraw the honor complaint. No lashes. Immediate deportation. "And if I refuse?" Fatima's eyes softened. "They'll push for a public trial. The media here loves a fallen expat. Your face on every newsstand. Your parents will see." Jennifer stared at the letter. Ahmed's signature was elegant, looping. At the bottom, a post-it in his handwriting, "I never stopped loving you. This is mercy." She signed. 3 days later, they moved her to the airport detention center. At 2 a.m., a guard handed her a plastic bag, passport, phone, wiped clean, 2,000 AED pocket money from an anonymous donor. A female officer escorted her through staff corridors to Gate 12. Emirates flight EK005 to Manchester, departing 3:15 a.m. At the gate, Captain Rashid waited. He returned her gold wedding band, Mark's, not Ahmed's, cleaned and polished. "Your husband left this. Said you might want it back." Jennifer slipped it on her right hand, where the temporary Nika band had been. As the plane taxied, Dubai skyline glittered below like a circuit board of broken promises. She pressed her forehead to the window. Somewhere in that maze of light, Ahmed was probably in his father's majlis, drinking Arabic coffee, planning his next contract. Layla would be tucking their children into bed, the WhatsApp group deleted, honor restored. Jennifer closed her eyes. The engines roared. 30,000 feet later, the desert fell away, and with it the last shard of the life she'd built in sand. But the story wasn't over. In the seat pocket, her phone buzzed, one new message from an unknown UAE number. "They lied. Ahmed is dead. Check the news tomorrow. Run." The sender, L. The seatbelt sign was still lit when Jennifer powered on the phone in airplane mode. No signal, but the message from L glowed like a coal. She stared until the words blurred, then opened the BBC News app, cached headlines from Dubai, 18 hours old. Local businessman found dead in Al-Qudra Desert. Ahmed Khalid Al-Mansuri, 35, heir to Al-Mansuri Group, discovered shot once in the head beside his Range Rover. Police say robbery gone wrong. Family offers 1 million AED reward. Below the headline, a grainy photo, Ahmed's white Kandura stained rust red against the sand, one slipper missing, the falcon embroidered cuff turned inside out. The timestamp, 4:17 a.m., the same hour she'd buried her SIM card 2 weeks earlier. Her hands shook so hard the phone clattered into the footwell. A stewardess retrieved it, concerned. "Ma'am, are you all right?" Jennifer nodded, mute. She took the phone, opened the offline notes app, and typed, "Ahmed alive when I signed Tawbah. Message from L. Equals Layla? Robbery. No, too clean. 1 bullet." The plane banked over the Gulf. She remembered Ahmed's last voice note, "They're coming for you." He'd meant the police. Or had he meant someone else? Manchester landed in grey rain. Jennifer cleared immigration on autopilot, the deportation stamp a scarlet letter in her passport. At baggage claim, a man in a cheap suit held a sign, J. Gledhill. Consulate driver. He took her to a budget hotel in Salford, paid for by the Foreign Office. "Don't leave the UK," he said. "Dubai CID may request extradition interview." That night, she bought a VPN and scoured Emirati forums, Arabs Got Talent, Dubizzle gossip threads, a private Reddit clone called Desert Tea. The official story held, random Bedouin thieves, Ahmed out for a Dawn Falcon release, wrong place. But the comments dripped poison. Wallahi, he was running from something. Heard his wife's family hired a Pakistani hitman. No, British woman set him up. Insurance scam. Check the Falcon Hospital CCTV again. Same night, same hour. She opened X, formerly Twitter. A verified Emirati journalist had posted a 12-second clip, dashcam footage from a passing truck. Headlights sweeping across dunes, a flash of white cloth, a single pop like a firecracker. The caption, "Justice or Accident?" Hashtag Al-Mansuri murder. Jennifer's stomach flipped. She recognized the location, exactly where she'd parked the night she fled. The timestamp on the video, 4:14 a.m. She called the only number she still knew by heart, Mark's. He answered on the third ring, voice thick with sleep. "Jen, it's 3 a.m. Ahmed's dead. They're saying robbery, but..." A long silence. Then, "Turn on your TV. BBC World." She did. A breaking news ticker. Dubai police name person of interest in Al-Mansuri killing. British national Jennifer Gledhill, 38, recently deported for morality violation, sought for questioning. Believed to have fled scene. A mugshot flashed, her JBR driver's license photo, eyes red from crying. Below it, a reward, 500,000 AED. Mark's voice returned, softer. "Jen, did you?" "No," the word cracked like ice. "But I think I know who did." She hung up, opened WhatsApp with a VPN. The unknown number L had sent a second message, delivered via offline cache. "He was going to confess everything to save you. They couldn't allow it. Meet me. One chance. Manchester Piccadilly, Platform 14, tomorrow 11 o'clock. Come alone. Wear the gold band." Jennifer stared at Mark's wedding ring on her right hand. She hadn't removed it since the airport. She didn't sleep. At 5 a.m., she walked to the 24-hour Tesco, bought black hair dye, scissors, a hoodie. In the hotel bathroom, she cut her hair to a jagged crop, dyed at midnight. The mirror showed a ghost. At 10:30 a.m., she took the tram to Piccadilly. Platform 14 was nearly empty, commuters avoiding the drizzle. She stood beneath the departures board, hood up, ring glinting. At 10:58, a woman approached. Tall, veiled in a black niqab, only her eyes visible, kohl-lined, furious. She stopped 2 meters away. "Jennifer." The voice was Layla's, filtered through silk. Jennifer's knees buckled. "You killed him." Layla's eyes narrowed. "No. I protected him. My uncle did." Ahmed was going to the police. Full confession, name me as the jealous wife, ruin the family. They staged the robbery. 1 bullet, clean. "But you," she stepped closer, "you were the loose thread." Jennifer's voice shook. "You framed me. I gave you a way out. The Tauba letter. You signed. Then you ran." Layla reached into her abaya, pulled out a small envelope. Inside, a USB. Ahmed's real confession, recorded the night before. He says you begged him to kill Mark for the insurance, then panicked. "If this reaches Dubai CID, you'll be extradited for conspiracy to murder." Jennifer laughed, a hollow sound. "No one will believe that. They already do. The dashcam. Edited. The bullet casing. Your fingerprints, taken from the gold necklace you sold in Dara. The jeweler is my cousin." The platform announcement crackled, the 11:05 service to London Euston. Layla extended the envelope. "Take it. Disappear. Canada, Australia, anywhere but here or the UAE. Or I send it tonight." Jennifer stared at the envelope. Inside, her life, compressed to plastic and lies. She took it. Their fingers brushed. Layla's were ice. "One more thing," Layla whispered. Ahmed's last words to my uncle, "Tell Jennifer the desert keeps its secrets, but Allah sees everything." The train doors hissed open. Layla melted into the crowd, niqab fluttering like a crow's wing. Jennifer boarded, envelope clutched to her chest. As the train pulled out, she opened it. The USB was there, and beneath it, a single falcon feather, spotted with dried blood. She slipped the feather into Mark's wedding ring, closed her fist, and watched Manchester disappear into rain. Somewhere over the Pennines, she made a choice. She would not run again. The train rattled south through the Pennines, rain streaking the windows like tears the desert never allowed. Jennifer sat rigid, the envelope on her lap, the falcon feather tucked inside Mark's wedding ring like a secret heartbeat. The USB drive felt heavier than gold. She knew what she had to do. At Euston, she bought a pay-as-you-go laptop from a Curry's on Oxford Street, then checked into a nondescript Airbnb in King's Cross under the name Jumana Khan. The host, a Bangladeshi student, asked no questions. In the tiny room, she plugged in the USB. The file was a 14-minute audio, timestamped 3:52 a.m., 2 days before Ahmed's death. His voice, hoarse, speaking Emirati Arabic with English subtitles auto-translated. I, Ahmed Khalid al-Mansuri, confess freely. Jennifer Gledhill is innocent of any plan to harm her husband. The affair was my sin alone. I pressured her into the Nika Mata. I forged messages to frame her. My family's honor is a lie built on fear. If I die, know this, Layla's uncle, Colonel Hamad al-Hashmi, ordered my silence. The desert will hide my body, but not my soul. A second file, a video. Ahmed in a dark room, face gaunt, holding that day's Gulf News. Insurance policy, he whispered to the camera. If anything happens to Jennifer, release this. Jennifer's breath caught. Ahmed hadn't betrayed her, he'd tried to save her. The confession Layla showed her was the fake. This was the truth. She copied both files to the cloud, encrypted them, then emailed links to 3 places. BBC Middle East Desk, attention, investigative unit. The British consulate in Dubai, marked urgent extradition case. Mark's personal email, subject, for when I'm gone. She added a note, if I disappear, release everything. I love you. I'm sorry. Then she walked to the nearest police station, Kentish Town, and asked for the duty sergeant. I'm Jennifer Gledhill, she said, sliding her passport across the counter. I'm wanted in Dubai for questioning in a murder. I have evidence that clears me and implicates a UAE police colonel. I'd like to make a statement. The sergeant's eyebrows rose, but procedure took over. Within an hour, she was in an interview room with 2 detectives from the International Crime Unit. She told them everything, the affair, the deportation, the frame-up, the USB. She played the confession. The room went still. Detective Inspector Rao, a British Indian woman with kind eyes, said, "This is explosive. UAE-UK relations are delicate. We'll need 48 hours to verify." Jennifer nodded. "I'm not running anymore." They kept her in protective custody, a safe house in Hendon, guarded 24/7. No phone, no internet. She slept better than she had in months. On day 3, the news broke. Al-Mansuri murder. UAE colonel arrested in honor-killing cover-up. Colonel Hamad al-Hashmi, deputy director of Dubai CID, detained after leaked audio implicates him in staging heir's death. British deportee Jennifer Gledhill named key witness. The story went global. Al Jazeera, CNN, Khaleej Times, all carried Ahmed's confession. The Falcon Hospital CCTV was re-examined. Metadata showed edits. The bullet casing, traced to a police range. The robbery, dissolved like sugar in tea. Layla was arrested at Dubai International, boarding a flight to Geneva. Her uncle followed. The al-Mansuri family issued a statement. We mourn our son and seek justice through legal channels. No mention of honor. Mark flew in on day 5. He found Jennifer in the safehouse garden, feeding pigeons with stale naan. He didn't speak at first, just held her until she stopped shaking. I read your email, he said finally. You don't have to be sorry. You survived. They walked the perimeter fence, arms linked. What now? He asked. I testify. Remotely. Then? I don't know. Not Dubai. Maybe Manchester. Maybe nowhere. He squeezed her hand. We'll figure it out. Together. The trial was held in Dubai's court of first instance, broadcast with faces blurred. Jennifer appeared via secure video link from London. She wore the gold band, Marks, on her right hand. When asked why, she said simply, It reminds me who I was before I forgot. Layla took the stand in a black abaya, voice steady. I wanted to protect my children. My husband was weak. I never ordered his death. The jury, 7 Emirati men, deliberated for 4 hours. Verdict: Colonel Hamad guilty of premeditated murder, 25 years. Layla guilty of conspiracy, 7 years. The staged robbery was ruled a state cover-up. Jennifer was exonerated. The UAE issued a rare public apology. Her visa cancellation was voided, but she never returned. 6 months later, she stood at Manchester Airport, boarding a flight to Toronto. Mark waited at the gate with 2 suitcases and a new passport in her real name. No more Jumana. No more ghosts. As the plane climbed, she opened her palm. The falcon feather was gone, lost somewhere between safe houses. In its place, a small silver charm Mark had bought in York, a tiny camel, engraved with Arabic. Patience is the key to relief. She smiled, closed her fist, and looked out at the clouds. The desert had kept its secrets. She had kept her soul.